Deep within Rajasthan's Aravalli Hills lies India's most infamous ghost town. Today, Bhangarh Fort sits in silence, a sprawling labyrinth of crumbling stone. If you walk through these ruins, you will notice a specific structural detail about the architecture. The stone walls stand tall, but the roofs are completely missing. Every single building is entirely open to the sky. The site's reputation is so intense that the Archaeological Survey of India placed an official warning sign at the main gates, strictly forbidding anyone from entering the premises after sunset. The local folklore offers a terrifying explanation. The story goes that a dark tantric, enraged by a rejected love, cast a spell over the city. According to the myth, his dark magic ensured any roof built would instantly collapse, and it caused the entire population to vanish overnight. That supernatural narrative draws millions of tourists and ghost hunters every single year. They keep the local economy running, paying for guides, food, and transport to experience the fear of the unknown. But historical records show no evidence that this cursed princess or the tantric ever existed. And those famous screams people hear in the dark? They are the calls of striped hyenas and other wildlife wandering in from the neighboring Sariska Tiger Reserve. Bhangarh was not wiped off the map by a magical spell. Its collapse was the result of a deadly combination, shifting geopolitical power and a devastating climate catastrophe. To understand the fall, we have to look at the peak. Raja Bhagwant Das founded Bhangarh in 1573. He built it as a massive strategic metropolis for his son, who was a close ally of the Mughal Emperor Akbar. The sheer scale of the city was staggering. At its height, 9,000 homes filled the vast valley. A 7-story royal palace watched over towering temples, and wealthy merchants from across Rajputana crowded the bustling bazaars. The first blow to the city was political. The founder's grandson eventually shifted his focus, moving his resources and his royal court to a newly built fort nearby in Ajabgarh. Then came a fatal geopolitical shift in 1720. Raja Sawai Jai Singh captured the territory and founded his own new capital, Jaipur. This move permanently drew the center of power away from the aging fort. Without royal favor, Bhangarh was downgraded to a neglected secondary town. State funding dried up, essential infrastructure halted, and maintenance stopped. Any urban system deprived of state backing and political relevance becomes highly fragile. Bhangarh was now exposed and completely vulnerable to external shocks. The fatal strike arrived in 1783 in the form of the Chalisa famine. This was a catastrophic, multi-year drought triggered by severe El Niño weather patterns, which drastically heat the ocean waters and severely disrupt global rainfall. This chart visualizes the severity of that exact climate event. You can see the sudden, dramatic spike in mortality rates across North India, alongside plummeting crop yields. In certain regions, this drought wiped out up to 2/3 of the entire population. Now look at Bhangarh's specific location on the map, deep within the extreme drought zone. The region already suffered from natural water scarcity. When the rainfall stopped entirely, the city's depleted reservoirs could not keep the population alive. The citizens did not vanish overnight. Facing starvation, they packed up what they could and joined a desperate mass migration to find food and water. The absolute devastation of this sprawling metropolis was the tragic, logical endpoint of an urban system that was starved of water and politically abandoned by its leaders. As for those iconic roofless houses, they are the natural result of centuries of extreme weather. Once the city was empty, nearby villagers scavenged the abandoned structures for wooden beams and building materials, leaving only the heavy stone walls behind. This brings us to a fascinating psychological question. If the historical record clearly points to a well-documented famine and political decline, why do millions of people still choose to believe a ghost story? The answer lies in how our brains process tragedy. Human neurology naturally gravitates towards simple narratives that feature a clear villain and a direct, easy-to-understand cause and effect structure. There is a deep psychological comfort in blaming a cursed tantric for a city's ruin. It provides a neat, closed story that is far easier to process than the complex, uncontrollable reality of shifting global weather patterns and systemic governmental neglect. Today, modern social media and the local tourism industry actively suppress the historical facts. The haunted label drives too much revenue, and debunking the myth is bad for business. Ultimately, Bhangarh stands as a perfectly preserved historical warning. It shows us exactly how fragile human civilization becomes when political power